My name is Cournara Saxton. I graduated from the University of Kentucky with my master's in art and education and a minor in African American studies and psychology. I decided to explore my options with education after spending time doing community service with children in Lexington. I have a passion for history as it was always my strong suit in high school, so becoming a social studies teacher was an easy option for me. I've been teaching in JCPS for 3 years now, and so far it's been a great experience. This is my first year teaching at Hudson Middle School. It's a brand new middle school in the West End, and it's been amazing being a part of history and making changes for the youth in the West End. So, teaching was definitely not my first option. My senior year of high school, I actually took a career choice class, and the survey showed that I should be involved with healthcare due to me being very social and having a passion to want to help others. But when I went to UK, I did try to go the nursing route, but after taking several history courses and doing community service at schools during my field study hours, I decided to take more classes involved with education. When I first started to take those classes, I thought about going the professor route, but the more I did those field study hours with children, I realized that we do not have enough black teachers in Kentucky at all. As a former student of JCPS, I've had 4 black teachers while I was a young scholar. And only one of those teachers taught social studies, but even still, she didn't teach us about black history. She taught about geography. So I briefly learned about African American history. And then when I got to 8th grade, my 8th grade teacher, she would teach us a little bit about slavery, but she didn't go into depth about it. So I was still very curious about the topic. When I left my middle school, I went to a predominantly white high school, and I vividly remember in 11th grade, I asked my U.S. history teacher to teach us more about black history and the civil rights movement, and he told me he didn't have the time to fit that into his curriculum. And I was young and naive, and I believed that he genuinely did not have the time. But now that I am a teacher, I see that he just didn't want to put that into his lesson plans. So I feel like that's what really inspired me to become heavily involved with education and wanted to be a teacher. So before my scholars enter the classroom, I let them know what I expect of them, what they need to do as soon as they enter the classroom, and I love to instill positive affirmations and just encourage them before they even walk into the room. I love to let them know we're going to have a good, calm, cool, and collected class for today. Everybody's going to do their work, and I really feel like that makes an impact on how the day goes. When they enter the classroom and get situated, I have them read our diamond rules and expectations, which are they're above my door. So I have one student read those each class. And then after they do that, they will get started either on a free write exercise, or I will have them look at maps and work on their map skills. And then after they complete the bell ringer, everybody works at their own pace. So we call our classes self-paced at Hudson because we follow a modern classroom approach. So you may see some students watching a 8 to 10 minute video of me going over lecture materials, or you may see some students working on different ALM activities, building on those writing and reading comprehension skills, looking at different primary and secondary sources. Or you might see some students doing group work because, again, everybody works at their own pace. This allows for different students to either work at a fast pace, so that's for the students who are more advanced, or you have your students who work at a slower pace, and then that allows me to do small group activities and small group work with them. I am very involved with racial equity and ensuring each student feels seen and heard in my classroom. I've had experiences with teaching students of different cultures, and I believe it's necessary to make them feel like in my classroom they matter. So, teaching about ancient civilization, I think it makes it pretty easy, ensuring that I include that inclusivity and diversity. Um, Most of my scholars are Black, so most of our lessons are centered around ancient Egypt and Africa. One of my first lessons, I taught about why people migrated out of Africa, and primary sources show that people left Africa due to a lack of resources like food. My scholars were able to make real world connections and explain how people also leave communities in the West End due to a lack of available resources. And they even listed some solutions the government in Kentucky could make to improve the food deserts in their community. Also have a few Muslim students, and as a school, we recognize our students who observe Ramadan by allowing them to spend time in the library during lunch due to them fasting during that time. Our non-Muslim students they're very curious about Ramadan. So me and my teammates decided to allow our Muslim students to create a PowerPoint slideshow about what Ramadan means to them and the culture around it. They will present it to the students at the end of this month. I have very few books in my book nook area, but majority of the ones that I do have are diverse books. And as the social studies department head, I'm currently working on buying more books for the social studies department that are racially inclusive for students of all cultures, because we do have a lot of Black students here, but we also have like some Latina students. So I want to make sure that they have books that help them feel included as well. So this year I've been trying to like work on my leadership skills, being more involved in the school. Like I said, I have several different roles in the school. I'm the racial equity envoy. I'm the Black Student Union representative. So through the Black History Month program, and I actually let the students do a lot of the planning for it. They did a lot of networking with Kentucky State University's cheerleaders, and our cheerleaders had a performance with it. We had a guest speaker. So just me trying to get heavily involved in the school. I would love to see myself as an assistant principal one day and eventually be a principal. Dr. Majors she inspires me to do all of that. Seeing a Black woman in power just running a school, it's something that I would love to do.